Welcome everybody to episode 81 of the effing title. And today we have my good friend, potential lover, DeNutte.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. Lover's Paradise.
Oh, maybe that could be. If I ever change the name of the podcast, maybe that's what it'd be called, Lover's Paradise, where we give terrible love advice every week.
Just like there's this podcast I love now, where it's a comedian where he's just a fat bald comedian with a Oh no, he was missing a tooth. He got it replaced. Where he just gives it's like Love Line, but with just a fat dude with no hair. He has like a bald ponytail.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my god.
That's one
of other podcasts.
That's one of the things that I've always thought about, like, kind of a little bit recently with, like, I'm thinning a little bit on top. Like, you can kind of notice that. So I'm like, eventually, like, it's one of those things. I see that and I'm like, that's how my dad looks.
Yeah.
And it's like, I like having long hair, but I'm not gonna do the.
But how long are you gonna hold on to it?
That's the thing, right? That's the reason why I have the long hair still right now. Is because I'm literally I'm not letting fucking go.
Is it one of those situations? It's once you cut it, like you're not getting back to that point again.
I think. Well, that's one of those things. Like you can notice it if I flip my hair down in front of my face. You can notice it because the strands that are in the front of the head.
Yep.
Are
you
like.
know what the worst one is? Is when if you're in a self-checkout line at the grocery store, and it has that camera above your head.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done that? Oh my gosh, that was like when I was.
You poke your eyes up real quick and you see it and you're like, oh fuck you.
Yeah. One day I had what I thought was a full head of hair. Well, I knew it was thinning, kind of like what you're describing, and I looked and I was just like, oh boy, oh, it's like a horseshoe. And
well,
then I think I shaved it like a week later, and I was like, yep, rest in peace.
Well, mine was at that like the medium length, and I've always been good with the medium length because I either just mid part it or like side part it. So I was like, oh, I'll just mid part it. So I mid parted it, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of scalp showing. And that was the moment when it was like, oh no, like, because like.
Have you checked out? Keeps?
I have no idea what that one is.
Another podcast that a good buddy of mine who I'm going to see on Wednesday. I'm staying with him in Tennessee.
Okay.
He like my good buddy. He's been on Keeps for I think 8 months. And his hair looks fabulous.
See, it's one of those things like, do you remember Steve-O?
I don't.
Okay, so Steve-O was one of the, like, he wasn't on the team. He was just a regular student.
Yeah.
But like I started telling him about it, and he was like, have you thought about this? Have you tried this? Have you thought about this one? And I was like, I haven't thought about fucking anything. Right now, my biggest panic is me just sitting there looking at myself in the mirror like, I already hated you enough before, and now I hate you more. You know,
yeah,
but like
it's at least you have a beard. That's that's the only.
Well, so that's the thing, right? It's like my dad is bald, my uncle is bald, my grandfather is bald on my dad's side. My grandfather on my English side, beautiful head of hair. So I was always like, me and my mom were always hoping that, like, you know, I'm tall like my dad, so hopefully I get the hair, you know, like
motherfucker.
Yeah, and then it's like, nah, nope. But
man, I wish I had beautiful hair. I have hair envy all the time. Whenever I see a man with a good hairline, and he just has a shit haircut, I'm like, you are, oh boy. I'm like, you are squandering a good thing, my friend.
Well, I love right now, especially because like I like in years past when I've grown my hair, I've done it for different reasons, right? Like when I used to grow it for college, it was literally because I needed to cut it for the season. So fuck it, let's just let it grow, right? A couple years ago, I grew it out, and I was going to donate it, and I forgot to donate it, so it's just kind of sitting in my apartment somewhere. I don't know where it is, but
you just got a clump of hair.
Yeah, no, like there's it's like 6 inches of my hair braided, like ready to be sent to
India or something.
I forgot where it was.
It's the opposite program. You don't take their hair, that you send them your hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so like I've done it a bunch of different times in the past for different reasons. But like this time, I literally have just been like growing it because I cut it before I started like full-time streaming, like what I consider full-time streaming. Because let's be fucking honest,
you haven't shaved at all or done anything, right?
I trim. If anything, I trim like fucking right under the lower lip, and then the top lip. That's my trimming. Yeah. Other than that, I haven't touched my beard. I haven't touched my head. Like I've been thinking about going. There's a barber in my town that just opened up, beard guy, and he has been like booked for like months. My dad has gone to him a couple times, and my dad's like, "This guy's like he's legit." And I've been thinking, I'm like sitting there like I might have to.
You know, I miss the barber because I used to go. There's a barber nearby that I used to go to, and I fucking loved it. But you know, hair's gone, so I was like,
well, so
I
go ahead.
yeah.
Sorry.
Nope.
You.
Well, I went a couple times for my beard. Then I felt weird about it because they'd be like, "Hey, you just get your beard done." I was like, "Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys do better.
Fucking damn right I did.
You do it better than I do it."
Yeah.
But I figured it out pretty well, so I can take care of my beard now. But
back when I had
actually grown my beard back right now.
Oh.
I shaved it like a month ago. So.
Oh, I was gonna say you shave yours quite regularly, don't you? Or like.
Yeah, sometimes I just like look at myself in the mirror. I'm like, shave it off, and then I have a mustache and I grow a beard back.
Fair.
Right now the beard's back. So, but
fair. I mean, for me though, my one was I used to do the high knot, like cut all the way around the sides, and then just have the high ponytail knot. So
you
of
mean
course,
your top knot.
yeah. So I used to have to go to my guy regularly to get him to do around the sides, and like clean me up. So.
Oh yeah, because that's like a lot of pressure if you mess that up.
Yeah, exactly. So like the guy that I used to go to was like he was in the apartment block, like so there's the apartment block, and then underneath us is like the realty stores. So he was in there, and it was like this gay guy that works on just like old ladies, and then here comes me in. Like I need you to do like I slammed down a picture of Ragnar Lothbrok, like boom,
Make me fabulous.
yeah, and I was like do that. And he looks at it and he goes, I can do that. I was like, good. I'll see you like every other month. Like that sort of thing.
Oh yeah, so I saw your selfie you posted. Did you keep that up?
I haven't deleted any of them yet.
Yeah, don't delete them. Hair looks fabulous. I swear.
like
I have I think like my only thing that I'm jealous of as a 30-year-old man is just men who have hair. I'm not jealous of anything else. I'm just like, man,
you see guys with like 6-packs, beautiful wives, and all this, and you're like,
cares?
and then you're sitting there and you're just staring at the one nerd that's like 110 pounds but with long hair, like, fuck that guy.
Oh, I'm really envious of like the nerds who like they can't have like they just have no testosterone. They can't grow a beard, but they have the thickest mane of hair.
Oh my God!
And I'm just like what I would do.
Well, I guess the thing is, like, I so like, of course, one of the reasons why, like, when I've been taking pictures more, like I said, right, it's almost thinning. I'm starting to thin in the front and then over the top. So, like, when I take pictures, you can see it. Like, my forehead is just a lot bigger than it used to be. So I'll see like old pictures of myself where like the front of my hair is like just full lush, and then like the new ones, and it's like I was just fucking forehead, and I'm like. Delete.
Oh, there's a picture that popped up. It was 8 years ago, and it was with me and my grandma.
Oh.
Yeah, and boy had a full head of hair, like great hairline. It was so thick and lush. I couldn't grow a beard at the time though. That's the funny thing. It was like once I think I was 22 when the first time I could ever grow facial hair.
Oh really?
And yeah, I couldn't grow facial hair until I hit like 22, 23.
I mean, I still don't even consider my facial hair to be facial hair. I just like have a wild man beard.
Oh no, I mean like I wouldn't shave for like 3 months, and it'd be like okay, like
you got a little stubble.
It doesn't. No, it just wasn't even like a difference.
Oh really?
Yeah, and then something happened where like at 22, 23, I was able to grow because I think I have a nice beard now.
Oh yeah, you do. When you have your beard, like that's the thing is like I'm actually jealous of your beard.
Oh,
because you have a nice thick beard. Like mine is kind of straggly and just kind of long.
I think mine's really dark.
Yes, yours is dark and like it's kind of thick. It's coarse. But like going to the pictures from fucking years ago, I fucking found this beautiful picture. I'll show it on freaking stream right now on my phone of me and Rob after a game, just being us. Right, and I'm sitting there like, oh, that's awesome, great, So I sent it to the group message, like, hey, look at this gem that I just found. To which Jeff then has to respond with a GIF from I can't remember the name of the fucking movie, mind you. Everyone's seen this movie though, and it's the GIF is this perfectly acceptable hug between a little and a big, and it's like a normal face-on hug.
Role models.
Role models. There we go. Thank you. I was been trying to fucking think about it all fucking day, and I couldn't think of it. So it's that scene, right? And then it's the scene where she turns him around, grabs him by the waist, and yanks him in by the waist, and goes, "This is not." And then they say, "Well, obviously, we're not supposed to butt fuck these kids." Like Jeff just has to do that. I'm sitting there like, I hate it here. Like,
That's a good one.
It was such a good one. Like, I didn't even fucking think about it. The fact that he thought about that.
So quickly.
Oh yeah, just like, and it literally was. It was within probably an hour of me putting that up. Like,
That's good for him. That's a good meme response.
it is. I mean, that's the thing is like we have some really good ones every now and then in this group chat here, you know. But that's my kind of that one. But yeah, I had a fun moment of the store today. You were like this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you were fucking like
Grocery store.
grocery store. Yep.
Grocery store.
Yep. Went to go get my extra foods because, of course, as everyone knows, you know, I buy it freshly. You can sponsor me if you want.
Use code Husky.
Yeah, use code Big Storm for. I think I do have a code though.
Really?
I have some sort of code. It's like some sort of like website code. Like if you spend like $40, I get $40 or something like. Basically,
yeah.
If you do 2 orders with them, I get money off. Is what that turns out to be.
You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Yeah, that sort of thing. I mean, John did it a couple times and it worked, and then I had some random person do it once.
Sick, dude.
Yeah,
You're
from
like, "All right, I'll take that money."
Well, that's the thing is like I did a YouTube video for it. Where I was like, you know, it's like, yeah, this is me trying Freshly for the first time ever. Let's see what it's like that
Did you
sort
ever
of thing.
get sponsored by that energy drink?
No, that's a story we can talk about in a minute.
Okay.
Here, yeah. But yeah, no, so of course, I get my Freshly meals though, so I don't need to full grocery shop because I'm losing weight and on calorie counting. I just have to get like the snacks.
Yeah, you look good.
Thank you, appreciate it. I actually posted something about it today, but apparently I worded it wrong because everyone thought that I was being mean to myself. So.
Oh, it was a 300-pound one, right?
No, it was so I had to work out today, right? Yeah. Oh, let me I'll get back to it. So I'm at the store, right?
Yeah. Oh, that story.
Right. The fair's going on right now. Right.
The fair?
Yeah,
You
the
come
fucking
up to the fair?
the fucking fair. Which also I found it funny that they're giving out free COVID shots at the fair. Which is like if you want to get this shot, the fair is probably the last place that I'd be thinking about getting a COVID shot. But so there's only 2 people working at the tills.
Yeah.
It's midday Sunday. There's a line going from the till like maybe a good 10, 15, 20 feet from just one of them.
It's a good 10 people deep.
It was one of those things where like it was getting in the way of other people just walking the store. And this lady and this guy had been staring me up and down. This guy, they get up to like they're about to be next, and they're like, do you see how many people are in this line? Do you see how far back this line goes? Can you not call anyone to come up here and help? Oh. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, if I say anything right now, because I want to, I'm gonna have to fight this old man. Because
Are you having that internal monologue a lot lately?
Oh yes.
Like,
well, like
this motherfucker says anything.
Well, like,
I don't know why.
Well, so because the way that he was looking at me and staring at me, I'm sitting there like, oh, for fuck's sake! Like, I'm like, if I say anything, like this dude's already given me the stink eye. If I say anything, I'm gonna have to fucking fight him. Like it's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. So I'm sitting there, and I finally get up to the till because I'm in one of the other ones because I'm smart and I know which girls are fast and which girls aren't at the tills.
Yeah, you do.
And so I get up there, and I put all my stuff up, and then I walk over to put my freaking hand cart down, and I'm like, I was like, how you doing? She's like, well, you can kind of see how you're doing. I was like, you guys are doing a great job. Don't fucking listen to them. And there's this old lady behind me, and she may have been one of the kids when I was coaching, like a grandparent, because she looked kind of familiar to me, but I couldn't put my finger on why.
Yeah, she's an old lady. They all look the same.
She fucking says this next line loud enough that you could hear it in the back of the store. She's like, it was something along the lines of, don't fucking worry about people being rude and saying shit. You two are doing a great job, and anyone that's complaining can go fuck themselves. And I'm sitting there, like, right in front of her, just like...
Yeah, how do you respond to that? What do you say? Like, you're like, oh, shit, lady.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, I'm sitting there, like, like, I wanted to say that, but I can't.
Something about old geezers telling people off.
Yeah, like I'm sitting there like, do I give this lady like my fucking number now? Like what is going on here? Like, because like she said that
I love you.
She said that. She looked at me and she gave me a smirk. like she knew that I wanted to say something, but I physically couldn't because of my size and stature. I'm going to get into a fight, whereas old grandma here can say whatever the fuck she wants and she'd get away with it scot free.
Yeah, no one's gonna punch
And
you.
it was one of those things. It was just like, oh, I fucking love you. This is like immediately as I left the store, I called my dad to tell him because it was the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Sometimes you have to like, oh, I love that when you go through something and you just have to call someone and tell someone.
Mm-hmm.
Like
I was saying, it's like I called dad. I called my dad, told my dad. As soon as I got off the phone with my dad, I was like, oh my god, I can talk about this tonight on the podcast. Like, holy shit, this actually just happened.
God damn. On Friday, I was at work, and it was move-in weekend. I work at a college, and they, I drive. There's this huge dorm they built. It's like 5 stories. It's it's $40 million dorm.
God
Thing
damn.
is gaudy, and so they
Gotti.
gaudy. They have these like big boulders behind it. There's like a road, and there's boulders along the road, and like I look over and I see these 2. I'll call them kids. They're 18 years old.
Mm.
They're laying in the grass, laying against the boulder, and they're just making out, just going at it.
Just like in a fucking like teenage like rom-com.
Yeah,
Just
but
fucking,
it's not sexual.
Oh,
It's not Yeah, they're just like laying in the grass, like holding each other, embraced, just like, baby, when I go my freshman year, I ain't gonna leave you. We're gonna make it through this. And I just like drove by. I couldn't stop laughing. I'm like, oh, to be young in love.
I always loved that one, like especially like like at the WIC when like people would come in. It's like, yeah, this is my girlfriend. We're gonna stay together, and it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah, okay.
It's like,
Okay.
yeah, okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the posts that I put up, with you saying that with.
Oh.
Well, no, yeah. So no, I actually took it down now.
Oh.
So I put one up because it was like I went. So I had a really weird moment at the gym, right? So
Yeah.
work was so bad this week for me that I was like 4 days in a row that I didn't go to the gym.
Happens.
Yeah.
It's hot.
So that
hot.
too is like I felt bad. So today I did what I called Hell Day in the gym, which is I basically put everything I was supposed to have done into one day. So I did 15 minutes on the treadmill, 15 minutes on the bike, a full chest and back workout, 15 minutes on the bike, 15 minutes on the treadmill.
Yikes.
Yeah, like I feel great right now.
yeah.
It literally got done with it like at like 6:30. I feel great. But like I'm going through and I'm doing this, and I'm like, shit, I'm out of water. So I go into the bathroom, and this is the funniest thing as well because people don't understand this. A lot of these. Right, these typical fucking like protein shakers, right? You can't get these in sinks anymore, so you can fill them up.
You can't.
So this is literally, imagine 4:30 in the morning, me in a freaking gym, in my work gym, pissed off, filling the lid up. I take the lid off, fill the lid up with water, and then pouring it into the protein shaker, and just doing that until it's full. Screwing it back on and then going to continue my workout.
Fucking piece of shit.
Well, exactly, because like fucking the place that I work, I love it all of them to death. I love them all to death. Let me first preference it like this, right? Preference it with something nice before I fucking slap him in the face. Love them all to death. However, everything is so fucking gaudy. It doesn't need
looks
like
good.
it looks good, but like so the toilet, right? The toilet is like literally inches away from the wall.
Oh, you're a big man. You know these problems where like, and then they put the toilet paper dispenser right there, so you're kind of kicked off to the side.
Well, so like if the toilet is here, right? If I'm sitting here, I literally have to like turn sideways on it, so I have like a cheek on, and then like this entire cheek is off.
Yep.
Like
at work, I know all the prime toilets where I don't have to do that.
Oh, I
got my spot.
I
got my spots.
See, it's one of those things that I love about where the gym is down in the basement and my work is out back. Because if I ever have to go to the bathroom, I just come home.
Okay.
I literally say fuck it, and I just come home now. Because
I thought
it's
you'd be like, yeah, the gym has the good pooping toilet. We're fine.
no. So the gym has good pooping toilet for everyone else. But yeah, no. So like the sink though, it's like it's an extra small like sink, so you can't like do anything in it. Like if I put my hands in it, like now the bowl is completely full.
it touches your hands touch the sides when
Yes.
you're trying to wash them. Yeah.
It's just it's no. But yeah, I had a weird moment though in the gym where like and you'll get this. As a big man, when we lose weight, we never notice it.
Yeah, you don't notice when you gain weight either.
Right? Like you just kind of like eventually like with the gaining weight part, you're just like, wow, I'm out of breath. I just ate a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Like it's weird.
I gotta take a nap.
Yeah. But so I haven't noticed that I've been losing weight. The only time I've noticed that I've been losing weight is when I've been on the bike and I look down and my stomach isn't as far out as it used to be.
Yep.
Like that sort of thing. That's my only way I've noticed it. So
That feels good.
It does. It feels fucking great. But when people have been saying like, "Oh, you look great. Oh, we can really see the difference. Oh, and all this shit," I'm sitting there and I'm like, I stop lying to me.
They're not lying to you.
I don't see it. Like but like that's kind of how you feel, right? Like you don't see it. So like they're obviously, Today was the first day where when I looked in the mirror as I was walking away angrily with my water bottle, I looked back in the mirror and I fucking saw myself. Like finally saw myself, sort of thing.
So what you're saying is the key is just to be always angry, and you're like, yeah. Anger's clarity.
I don't know what it was, bro. Like I turned, I looked in the mirror, and I could see, like it was one of those things where like from my chest down was just flat, and it was like it was one of those things like I've never seen that before. Like I sent a message out to a couple people. I was like I'm in the middle of a fucking workout. This is hell day, and I feel like crying right now because I finally have seen like what everyone's been saying about with like how much I've lost. Like, it was a weird moment. Weird moment.
That's good though.
Yeah. Well, so I put up a post about it, but I guess I worded it wrong because everyone thought that I was being negative about myself.
What did you say?
I don't fucking remember fully now because, like I said, I took it down. So,
Wait.
I have it on.
Didn't happen.
I have it on fucking Twitter still because I'm an idiot and I put it on both, and I only deleted it from one. Hopefully this makes sense to someone, but I just actually saw myself in the mirror at the gym, and I can't believe what I was looking at. Like I'm mid-workout and I want to start crying.
Okay, I can see why that was taken.
I didn't even think about it. Didn't even fucking cross my mind. I put that up and I'm like, yeah, there we go.
No, it could be interpreted either way.
Yeah.
I think for the most part, probably the negative way.
Well, if it's my personality.
Yeah. So. Well, you want to hear something big? I'll make this about me. I bought a motorcycle last week.
I love it. I love everything about it.
I'm gonna send you a link to it.
Or to the motorcycle, or you on the motorcycle?
Or actually,
both?
I don't have a picture of me on the motorcycle.
All right, let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this fucking thing. Oh my god! Dude, I fucking love you. Oh my god, bro. That isn't a motorcycle. This is like a motorcycle and a scooter had sex.
Yeah, so I bought a 2022 Honda Grand.
I fucking love this.
The bike weighs 200 pounds.
See, you can literally there's been other things of like people like
I lifted it out. I picked it up in a truck and I lifted it out of my truck. I weigh 370 pounds for reference. I'm 6'1". Man, when I'm riding around, I get looks of like, holy shit, that's awesome, to like that. I want to fight you. It's the weirdest thing. It's a conversation starter.
Oh, 100%. I can see that.
Yeah, you cannot ride this thing without a smile on your face. I'm just so happy. I bought it. I got it a week ago Friday. So I've put 100 miles on it. I love it. Can't take it on the highway, but I hit 63 on it the other day.
Wait, time out. Redo that part. Sorry, I was looking at someone's just sent me something. Redo you were doing it what now?
You can't go on the highway with it.
Okay.
It's too slow.
Oh.
So, it's too slow, and I'm a big guy, but also, I hit 63 on it.
Oh my god, bro, no, just no.
Yeah. that was full bore, fifth gear, Oh, and I don't know. I just think it's very funny for such a large man to be on such a little bike.
I mean, it definitely is. I mean, I'm not in a dig way or anything, but yeah,
Oh
no, that
no,
is.
no, it is funny.
Yeah,
And it's funny because at work they're like trying to make fun of me, and they're like trying to be mean about it, and I'm like, "You're bro." I'm like, "Bro, like that's why I bought it. It's funny." They're like, "But like it's so goofy." I'm like, "Yeah,
yeah.
that's the joke."
Well, it's like the guy that I went to go see the movies with, went to go to the movies with this past weekend, or yeah, weird thing to say this past weekend when it was yesterday. Yesterday, guy I went to see the movies with used to have a mini beetle, or a mini bug, or a mini, whatever the fuck you want to call him. He had a mini, like
Mini Cooper?
Yeah, he had one
Oh,
of
okay.
those. So
Yeah,
imagine my large ass getting in and out of that fucking thing.
Oh yeah,
Like, you want to tow a clown car? Like, whoo!
bro. I drive a Volkswagen Golf. I also drive a small. It's a little bigger than a mini, but
I got a nice pair of like 2012 like turf Under Armour shoes that I drive around in.
oh, it's your sport shoes
Yeah.
because they're velcroed. You're like,
No,
"Skirt."
actually they're not Velcro. I just super tie them so then they don't ever come undone. And if they do, I just
Yeah.
cry.
You're like they're too tight. They're cutting off my circulation.
Oh
Uh,
man,
Have you ever watched a Rough and Rowdy?
rough and rowdy. Is that the fucking Barstool Sports?
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't watched one, but I've watched I've watched enough of the fucking uh
They have a lot of stuff on Instagram.
yeah, I've watched a lot of that stuff, like their little like clippets and stuff that they've done.
Yeah. So last night, I watched a few of them. We ordered it, and I got really drunk watching Rough and Rowdy. That's why I was a little hungover this morning.
Fair.
Uh, uh, Pac-Man Jones fought.
No fucking way.
Yeah.
Oh my.
He fought Bobby Lang. It's Bob. So Bobby Lang is this like dude from like Medford, Mass.
Oh
Or no,
yeah.
he's
Fucking
just like this-
Worcester.
Just this big bald like Irishman, like so pale. And he fought Pac-Man Jones and won. And he's now 5-0, undefeated in Rough and Rowdy.
Jesus.
He's just an animal.
That's-
He's like I fucking fight for my family. I can't make it out. I can't make it out all the time, but you know, like I could make it out for another fight. Maybe go 5 rounds. Let's go.
Let's go.
Pac-Man Jones.
Are you big into like the fights and stuff like that?
No, I'm not really big into anything. I guess sports.
Okay.
That me saying it like that, I guess is a big indication of that. I don't know.
Well, no, because I was wondering, because like I don't know when it's happening, but I saw on Instagram when I was on the bike. Because when I bike, I go on Instagram. Oh no, Instagram to TikTok. That's my prime TikTok time is when I'm on the bike because it just makes that shit.
Try to distract himself.
Well, it flies by at that point. Like it's
Yeah.
because like when I'm on the treadmill, I have the TV going, but then when I'm on the bike, it just kind of feels boring. So like I recently started doing TikTok while I'm on the bike, but I saw a Tyrone Woodley Jake Paul thing.
Oh, it's tonight.
Is that tonight? Okay, because that video was fucking gold, man.
Oh, the one where he's like, "Who from your neighborhood dresses like that?"
Yeah, no, Woodley just being like, I was like, look, dude, this is a fight. Like, I don't give a fuck about any of this extra bullshit that you do, all this shit. You know, like, why ain't you got a shirt on, man? I'm sorry, media, I ain't doing this shit. Like, I'm going to beat him, like that sort of thing. I'm sitting there like, I hope he fucks his world up.
There's a chance though that Jake wins.
I know there is, bro, but I mean, like,
That's the wild thing is that like there is a chance.
also, I love how I went to Dexerto real quick, and it says how to watch the Jake Paul versus Tyrone Woodley. It's like simple. Wait until tomorrow, watch the highlights. If you don't want to do that, because they're going to be all over everything. If you don't want to do that, just go around on Twitch and just randomly find it.
Yeah, that's the move. I mean, the fight's not going to be until at least midnight.
Yeah,
probably.
I mean, it's like, well, that's the thing, right? It's like
It's also
that
it's
was
a Showtime fight. It's a big time.
that's
It's like
yeah. So like that was always my favorite thing whenever people were talking about Ronda Rousey. Right?
Ronda aroused me.
Yeah, right. When she used to do her fights and like knock people out in like fucking 3 seconds, and everyone was like, "I just paid fucking $50 for this." I was like, "Cool." I saw it the next morning on YouTube for free. Like,
I know. Well, so that's what I like about Rough and Rowdy. So it was $30. I paid the $30. I don't care, and it's literally 25 fights.
oh, that ain't bad then.
So it's I think they do the first 5 fights free. Like if like you're like I don't know, I'm on the fence. You can watch the first 5 fights live, and then they switch over. But there was 2 little person fights. One of them being a title fight, and that was one of the 5 main events. There was one girl fight. But then it was in West Virginia, and it was just a bunch of like good old boys from West Virginia.
Good old boys
And,
from
like,
West Virginia.
Yeah, like no teeth, bunch of meth heads. A lot of them are like, yeah, that dude's on drugs. I don't know. It just was it's just a fun time. I don't know. Because I got together with like 2 of my buddies and like one of my buddies' wives, and we just were like, "Go fucking kill him!"
I love that. Have you seen the? Now that you just said that, you fucking kill him. Have you seen that video with the I think it's a wrestling thing, but like there's a guy in the crowd and he's like, "Yeah, twist his dick."
Yeah, so they kept yelling at it. It's like, "Twist his dick off! You grab it and twist!" Yeah, and so my buddy kept yelling that. It probably was from a Rough and Rowdy. I don't know remember what it was from. But it was
I
like,
don't fucking remember, bro. But I remember seeing that, and it's like it's such a fucking funny thing. It's like, yeah, twist
and that's
his
Rough and
dick.
Rowdy. They didn't show it this time, but like fights kept breaking out in the crowd because like it's all just the locals from West Virginia
Oh, great.
that go to it. Because it's like no one.
You
it's
slept
like,
with my brother's sister.
Yeah, exactly, and like, one of the fights was a guy. Was between 2 guys, and one of them's dating the other one's ex, and like they kept they're like oh, it's making me laugh. During the press thing, he's like, "Yeah, your ex-girlfriend told me you got the tiniest dick," and they just like that, and like that's the
whole like I love it. That's great.
Yeah, just some good old boys.
Good old boy.
One of them like what in the weigh-ins, one of them spit on another guy. It's just, you're just like, I can't recommend it enough. I don't know if you like I'm gonna assume you don't like Dave Portnoy.
I honestly don't care for him. I mean, let me rephrase that. I don't care.
You have no opinion.
Yeah, I don't really give a shit. Like, there's some things that he does that I find really funny, and there's some things that he does that's like I'm just like, all right, that's like, okay, like that sort of thing, Yeah, no, I guess it all depends on like what he's doing, Like I love when he's doing his pizza shit, like that's awesome. Like that's fucking hilarious, And,
Do you like Pardon My Take?
Pardon my take. Is that? Wait a minute.
That's like their biggest podcast.
Okay.
So,
I see. The thing is that I don't really like it. I said it a couple times. I don't really watch too many podcasts or listen to too many podcasts. Like
sometimes Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
sometimes.
like I'll throw Rogan on like at work, but when I do it, I do the clips. Yeah. And then if there's one that I see a lot of clips from that I like, or like there's like, for instance, there was a guy that was a dinosaur guy on there.
Yeah. And
I watched a bunch of his and I fucking loved it. So I went and found the actual like full podcast because I wanted to watch it, like that sort of thing, because I want to see the full thing. But like other than that though, most of the time, honestly, I'm just watching like either I'm listening to, if I'm at work doing stuff because I'm moving around, so I never really get to watch stuff. So I'm either listening to music. I have like a documentary on that's just a very easy like monologue thing. Or like the new thing I've been doing is I've been watching Magic the Gathering lore. Like,
okay, you're like lore, just big time lore videos.
Well, like that's the thing, right? Like I said to my buddy that we went to the movies with, I'm at work doing something, and like I'm getting stuff around and everything, and I'm like, you know what? Let me take a look real quick. Like took a break, got a bunch of stuff done, took a break. So I was looking, and one of them was like the lore of vampires in Magic the Gathering. Or something like that. And I was like, okay, that could be an interesting video. Vampires are very well known. It's a fucking, big thing in the game. It's been out for 30 years, so they can't have just done the same old, like, bullshit, right?
Yeah.
So I clicked on it, and I'm working, I'm doing everything. And it literally got to a point where I stopped working, went over, and stood like the old man, like, examining someone's woodwork. like hands on
Just
his
look at
hips,
it.
just
Just
looking
look
at
at
it. Yeah, like I got to that point looking at the video because I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
It's like Warhammer lore. Have you ever like
Yeah.
gone into
Oh,
Warhammer?
listen, I have a space wolf up here, and I didn't blink. Wait, did I? Hold up a second. I don't know if I. No, I didn't. So I actually have a Warhammer book.
Okay.
Like, so funny because I was actually talking to Vandal on the podcast a couple weeks ago about this. I had a bunch of the codexes when I was a kid, but I actually have like a story book, like an actual like book, like with lots of words and not a lot of pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's from the Space Wolves and like one of their expeditions. It's like book 3 of like 7. I randomly found it somewhere and I was like, oh, cool, you know. See, like that lore, bro, is wild.
You just started in mens rea.
It's just like you start reading into that and just out of nowhere you've lost like 3 days.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this super titan is a cathedral, but also a war tank, but
Yeah.
they forgot how to build them, so they are just limited now. I'm like, there was a whole back and forth recently between Spartans and like the soldiers from Warhammer. I forget what they're called.
I mean, Space Marines is the
Space Marines, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's like there's a whole thing of like who would win in a fight, a Space Marine or a Spartan,
Space Marine.
and I'm like, oh yeah,
Space Marines,
the whole thing.
Thousands of years of genetic recoding to make them that way. Like they can live like, because I watched a TikTok with this, and the guy said Space Marines, and then he went into it and he said, because of the genetic thing, they literally have it so they can like eat glass and it will like fully dissolve in their body through its own unique special organ because of genetic recoding to make them that way so that they don't die. Like they could be like literally just eat anything. Like,
so yeah, exactly. So it's like pure science fiction, whereas like the Halo Spartans are like something that could happen, or like they were just genetically modified as teenagers. So like yeah, like that.
yeah.
I mean, in theory, in like 30 years, that could maybe be it could probably be possible now in China. They're probably doing it,
Yeah.
splicing like, they're cloning out there, making like their special goats and stuff.
Ooh, maybe that's the
Conspiracy.
new. Like I went to my mom's shop because I was trying to find this book. It's Magic the Gathering Odyssey, the Odyssey Cycle Book 1. They used to give you books when you bought fat packs.
Oh really?
Yeah, so a fat pack, you would get a book, you'd get you'd get like a one of the D20s, so you can keep your life, and then you'd get like 5 to 10 packs, and like
You ever get
they called it
Dungeons and Dragons?
Yes, they just did it. They just did a whole set with that.
Oh, with Magic?
Yeah.
Oh well, crossovers.
Yeah, like, so you're ready for this? Magic just announced a bunch of new crossovers. Speaking of it, so they're going to be doing a crossover with Street Fighter,
Okay.
Fortnite,
Okay.
Warhammer 40K,
Okay.
and they're going to do a full set based off of Lord of the Rings.
Oh, did you see Fortnite's like MLK stuff?
MLK, like Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they did a whole like Martin Luther King thing, where it's just like flossing about, and you're flossing and then learning about Martin Luther King.
What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look this up fucking later.
I think they. Oh yeah. So yeah, Epic disables disrespectful Fortnite emotes in the Martin Luther King event. So they're doing a whole
Jesus
thing, and like you just
Christ.
can't emote anymore because it would just be like, yeah, like this hot dog making a gay pride rainbow in front of Martin Luther King giving a speech.
Jesus Christ. This is why like some things just need to be fully
Okay.
thought out. You know.
Epic added an interactive Martin Luther King Jr. museum to its popular free-to-play shooter Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
So you can go around and learn about it.
That's kind of cool. See, I'm all for shit like that. Like there was a game that I played called Never Alone, and it's based on an Inuit tribes and stuff like that. And it was all paid for and made by an actual like Inuit tribe, because a lot of their lore, myth, and like history is verbal. It's not written down. So they were like, we want to make something that kind of like, can be played, like had for generations. So they made a fucking video game.
Is that the one where it's like a girl and a wolf or
Yeah.
something?
Exactly.
Oh,
I
okay.
think you've seen me play. Either you saw me play it, or I've told you about it before. But like,
Yeah,
or
because us whites have kind of destroyed their culture.
yeah. But it was really cool though, because like you'll be playing, and suddenly there'd be like an owl, and it's like a
Okay.
little bit hidden. So then it's like, okay, so you get to the owl, right? Press a button, and then it starts going into this like lore thing, and it's like taking like actual footage from like from Alaska and like up north, and then it's also like talking to the different people of the Inuit tribe that they were with, and like going over stuff like, oh yeah, like the bola. Like we use these to hunt, and we do it like this, and they're made, and there's a lot to it, and there's this and that, and the short people. You got to watch out for the short people because they're mischievous, and they, if you go too far, they will take you. Like that sort of like it was mind blowing because you'd be like, one moment you're mid game, the next moment you're learning about something you never knew about.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate that that's not like their teachings aren't widely
Right?
known.
Like, it was one of those things. Like after I got done with the game, and I said it at the end of the stream, I was like, I feel like this company needs to do this, but with everything. Like if they did a Native American game like that, I would fucking play the shit out of that. They did like African tribe, Egyptian, Norse, like just any fucking religion, or like any sort of culture, and just make it a very simple kind of like of course it gets challenging at points, but it's a mix of the game telling an actual story from that, mixed with like actual footage of like real life stuff. Like
That'd be great.
it'd be fucking wild, man. Because like I
Oh
said,
well, like right now on FX, there's a brand new Native American show
oh really?
called Reservation Dogs, and it's like one of the first of its kind, where it's like it's it's a comedy. So there's a bunch of memes going around about it, like right now, with Knife Man, where he, like
Yes,
has a
yes. I've been seeing it on TikTok. Yeah.
yeah. So like that's a big that one's going around, especially like killing someone with a knife in the game. It's like I'm Knife Man, oh! you know.
Yeah,
I can't make that noise.
I've seen the trailers for this.
It is. It's really good. It's Taika Waititi producing it, and then it's a director, a Native American director, and it's like an all Native American um, director cast writing. Because like Taika Waititi is native New Zealand,
Mmm.
or like that. He's like a rock star because like he's made it huge, and he is what is he's Mayo not Maori. That's all right. I guess I stupid.
Oh, what do you mean?
Taika.
I'm not 100% sure. Let me look it up here real quick. Taika Waititi, New Zealand.
I'm like I want to say it doesn't matter, but that's so dismissive.
Yeah, I'm looking right here to see if I can. Yeah, no, I literally everything. I mean, of course, this is also Wikipedia, mind you, but he was born in the Bay of Plenty region. Oh, right there. Hold on a sec.
He is Maori.
His father was an artist of. I'm not even going to try to say that, because if I do, I'm going to just insult someone. Stated that his mother's family was Russian Jews mixed with a bit of Irish and other European ancestors, while his father's side was Maori with a little bit of French Canadian. Describes himself as a Polynesian Jew.
Yeah, so Polynesian, Maori, and so like that's like a huge thing is because like, you just don't have that representation. So like it's like telling the story of like poor res kids that like are like coming of age, and like a lot of them just don't have dads, and like they're just like trying to like make it. They want to leave the res, but it's like everything keeps pulling them back in. They can't like leave.
Hold up.
It's like
Wait a minute. He did 5 episodes of The Inbetweeners. Oh, the American version. Never mind. Continue.
Did you ever see Hunt for the Wilder People? Man, that's a good cry. If you ever need to watch it, if you ever need to cry.
No, I mean, I actually had a good cry recently.
Oh yeah, from what?
It's cool. It's an anime called To Your Eternal.
Okay.
Yeah, like there was one episode, like they built up a character for like so like in the show, not to spoil it for anyone, in the show there's multiple like episodes and everything where like people die, but like you meet them like for one episode or like 2 episodes and they die. So like there's a little bit of attachment there, but there was one character that they introduced, tragic backstory. You you feel for this kid, and then they do keep it for like 5 episodes. Like 5 or 6 episodes. So of course you're now getting attached to him because nobody's lasted this long before in the show that's been as this prominent. And then
What's the name of the show?
it's called To Your Eternity. It's on HBO Max.
To Your Eternity.
Yeah. I think let me just make sure of that because of course I could be 100% fucking wrong. But it's like it's one of those things that's funny because like I'm actually really excited to talk with the boys over at Otakus Anonymous, which is another podcast, but it's from the Box Network, and it's all anime podcast.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, great guys, Coop and Charles. But so they're gonna bring me on at some point as like the noob getting into anime and like how I got into it and then what I've done since then, like that sort of thing.
Have you watched a lot of anime?
So I've started watching more. So when
Okay.
I first started, I was told I was talking with Dana, and we were talking about it, and I was just saying like how like like everyone, right? Watched some Dragon Ball Z in high school,
Yeah.
right?
Pokemon.
Right, like that, like that's the level of anime that I was at,
Yeah.
And I was saying to her, I was like, look, everyone's watches anime, everyone does this. I kind of want to watch some just because I think it'd be cool. Like, what should I watch? Like I don't know what I should watch. What should I watch? Like that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, she hits it out on the head. First fucking try, hits it on the head. Tells me that I should watch Death Note. She's like,
Okay.
for you, I think you would like Death Note. I think that would be a good one for you to start with, and I think you would like it. And yep, I fucking have a all-in-one edition Death Note book up here, and I have a Ryuk neck gator.
Did you see the movie? The
No,
Netflix?
I was specifically told by everyone to only watch the anime.
Yeah, it's a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Death Note, but that's like more of a me thing.
Yeah, but like so that's where it started, and then it was that one, and then there was a couple other ones that I was told I should watch, and then
Yeah.
I kind of like was like this one looks cool. This one looks cool.
What else
This
did
one
you
looks
watch?
cool.
I'm curious. I love anime, so I love hearing. about it.
So let me go back here because a lot of it I've watched is on HBO Max.
I just finished Hunter x Hunter on HBO Max. I had
Ooh,
had off for a long time.
that's one that that was one of the ones that Dana told me to watch, and I'm still like watching it. Like I haven't.
Yeah, well, I think it's 140 episodes,
She
48 episodes.
So
or
there's
something.
140 something on here, but there are more episodes.
Technically yes,
Yeah.
but no.
There's 148 is how many is on HBO Max. Because I remember I was talking with her about it, and she said that she was like well past that now.
I think that's it.
I don't know, honestly, but
So there was so they had made a season in like 2001 or something, and then they made season 1, and then and they weren't done the manga yet. So I think I could be completely wrong about this, but I think that's all they've made. It's just the 148.
I know Red was in chat a minute ago, but I mean, if anyone's gonna fucking know, it's him. He knows everything about anything.
Shout out to Red.
Yeah, my boy Red Halo. He knows everything about anything when it comes to fucking anime.
Yeah, and then like the just throwing out all the basic ones like Demon Slayer. Everyone's obsessed with right now.
Well, so that's the thing. I specifically wanted to stay away from all of that.
Okay.
Like
You're
all
going-
of the
you're going-
big name stuff. Like
You're going deep cut.
like of course Hunter x Hunter and Death Note. I kind of it's like those are kind of fucking I feel like those are big ones. But like so just looking here, Bungo Stray Dogs is one that I'm currently still watching. Having a lot of fun watching that one.
Yep.
Roka Braves of the Six Flowers was a really fucking weird one that I watched at one point.
Okay.
And it was completely different than what I thought it was going to be.
I've not heard of. So Have you watched any like one-off ones that are only just like a season?
So Roka was a season.
Okay.
Tower of God, I think, was only a C. No, wait.
Yep, I've heard of that. I haven't watched it.
I really enjoyed it. There's a giant lizard dinosaur that calls everyone by colors.
Okay.
Yeah, he's fucking hilarious, bro. Like, there was a while when I was, little green man, what are you doing?
This is like, I guess this is a bigger one, but like Blue Exorcist.
Nope.
That's one that like is very. I think it's only 2 seasons. And that one's super good.
The one that is my favorite, and is currently my desktop on my computer, is The God of High School. That's my favorite anime right now.
Okay.
That was the first one that like I watched, and let's put it like this: I watched a lot of them in English dub because I like watching them while I'm doing other stuff.
You.
So
anime
this is my thing, right?
I'm kidding. I do the same thing. I can't focus all my attention on it at all times.
Well, it's that, but then also it's one of those things. It's difficult for me to read stuff and also pick up context sometimes with subtitle stuff. I'm getting a little bit better with it, but there's sometimes when like it's too much. But this is the thing though. So I watched God of High School in the English dub, and then I actually watched the actual subtitled version after watching it like 2 or 3 times in the English dub. And then I started, and I stopped because it's just gotten too busy. I started reading the manga online of it. But then other than that, then it's the God of High School.
Yeah. Only 13 eps.
Yeah. It's a fucking easy watch, and it's
Is that on HBO?
Yep, it's part of the Crunchyroll stuff on HBO Max. And then To Your Eternity, there's 12 episodes right now, and then they have subtitled anime on there too. And I was gonna start watching Doctor Stone, and then I didn't realize that was a subtitled one, so I stopped watching that. I started watching The Testament of the New Sister Devil, and that's basically just hentai, but without hentai. Yeah, it was one of those ones where like I started watching it and I'm like, this is just I don't know if I should be watching this. Like,
there's one I need to finish. It's called Shokugeki no Soma.
Okay.
It's it's Food Wars. Food
okay,
Wars.
yeah. Oh, bro, I got a fucking good one to say about that after you go.
Oh, have you watched it?
No, that's why I want to go. I'm gonna let you go.
It's just so sexual. Well, I haven't finished it.
Really?
I think I'm like 3/4 of the way through. I
So
just haven't finished it.
let me hit this one as well real quick. Schwarza Marken is one of the other ones that I watched. It's a one-off 12 episodes. It's anime with English subtitles about Germany.
Okay.
It's so like when you start thinking about it, it's fucking confusing. But no, so Food Wars, I have a big problem with Food Wars, alright?
Oh,
I have
okay.
a big problem with fucking Food Wars. I saw a fucking thing about Food Wars online at one point, and I was like, this looks fucking awesome. It's an anime about making food, and they made this look cool. You know, I was like, they made this look cool. And then guess what? I've only found they have season 4 and season 5 on HBO Max in English dub. They don't even have the other versions.
Wow. Okay,
they only have seasons 4 and 5. So, but I've talked to other people, and it's one of those things where apparently nowhere has all of it, and everywhere just has bits and pieces of it.
I think Netflix has season 1 and 2 in.
It's just like it's one of those
subtitled.
Things, well, that's the thing is like it's one of those things. It's like you got to go to Netflix to watch first 2, then you got to go to this one to watch 3, and then you got to go to
the actual Crunchyroll has all of it.
Yeah.
That's if you just have Crunchyroll.
I know a few people that have Crunchyroll. I've actually been thinking about just saying fuck it and just getting it myself more recently.
Yeah, I use my buddy's Crunchyroll.
And then
yeah.
Other than the ones I mentioned though, there's one on Amazon Prime that I've been watching, but I don't really consider it an anime. It's Kenshi the Mightiest Disciple. I don't really consider it anime because it's more of like you can tell it's made for TV and it's made for, you know, I don't know how to word it. It's just like watching it. It doesn't feel like the rest of the anime that I've been watching. Let's put it like that.
So have you heard of Cowboy Bebop? It's like a huge one.
So I have heard of Cowboy Bebop, and I've pissed off a bunch of people in Discord. Not really pissed them off, but like I kind of tipped them over the edge because I wonder if I can find it again. They put up a picture or something about it, and they were like, "Oh look, you know, oh yeah, here it was. It was They put up a low-key loving how this looks, and it was a picture of like the live action.
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up because everyone was so upset about it.
So they put that up, and I wrote, "What's Cowboy Bebop?" And then the little kid, the little kid with the drink in his hand, like looking like okay, like that sort of thing. And my boy Jagger like he wrote, I woke up and I chose passive today. Don't make me change my mind and choose violence instead.
Oh.
And I was like, "What'd I do?" He's like, "If that was a serious question, you need to stop what you're doing and go watch Cowboy Bebop." I'm gonna inform everyone right now that's out there. I'm gonna inform everyone. I have not stopped what I was doing and watched Cowboy Bebop.
It is so good, but it's so slow.
There's so many that like it's just like I see it and it's like I've people have told me to watch, and anytime like there's some that people have suggested, I'm like, all right, yeah, let me check it out, and I'll go watch some stuff about it before I go watch it, sort of thing. And like I'm just like, no, this is 100% not anything I would want to watch, you know.
There's only like 26 episodes or 20. I mean, maybe not even that many. 20 episodes, 18 episodes. Fuck. Cowboy Bebop's not a long show. There's a movie too. I got really into Megalobox recently. Actually, that was probably a year and a half ago. It's in the future where people box with like mechs.
Oh, it's just like
suits.
God, I can't think of his fucking name. It's like the Wolverine freaking movie there. The guy that plays Wolverine, he's in a movie that's like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Now you got what I'm saying.
Real Steel.
Yeah,
Real
there
Steel.
we go. Yeah.
No, it's not like that. They have like exoskeletons where it's just on their arms.
Oh.
So,
Also,
there's 26. It is 26 episodes. Cowboy Bebop. Shout out to me.
Also, just like, so I just like, of course, I went on to Amazon Prime to find the name of the show that I was talking about, and they have Small Soldiers as an anime movie. Afternoon Delight is an anime movie.
Small Soldiers is a fire movie, yeah.
It is a fire movie. I used to have all the toys. I think actually, let me rephrase this. I think I still do have some of the toys in my parents' house.
Chip Commander. What was his name?
Yeah, it was something like that. It's funny as well. Like it's like they. I'm actually. It was one of those things that re-looking at stuff. I'm actually really pissed off with Warner Brothers for fucking, Chip Hazard.
Chip Hazard.
Yep, I'm really pissed off with Warner Brothers. I mean, not Warner Brothers, Disney. Because there was gonna be a remake
of Small Soldiers.
Yep, they were gonna make a remake of it.
No way.
Yep, and then due to the acquisition of 21st Century Fox by Disney later in August canceled the film along with 200 other projects.
That guy made some weird movies, man. He made the Gremlins movies.
Ooh, he definitely did. I always look back at the cast of this, especially the voice acting cast of this, and it's just like, god damn. Like, they had, like, you look at some of the names, like Frank Langella, right? Jim Brown, like the football star, Jim Brown.
Okay.
Tommy Lee Jones. Ernest Borgnine. Like, a lot of these is like, you got to see the picture of him. As soon as you see the picture of the guy, then you're like, oh, that fucking guy. You know? Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Like that Jim Brown?
Like Jim Brown, like NFL football running back Jim Brown.
That's wild. Hey, funny story. I remember this. I remember one night during camp at Norwich my freshman year. We watched, what was it, The Express?
Oh,
they made the Jim Brown movie.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, we did. Fucking, that was such a weird thing because we never did that like ever again.
It like really threw me off because they're like, all right, team meeting tonight. We're watching this movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, we're like, what?
Yeah, we're doing one now.
Okay, I'm glad that was like, it felt weird, and that just made me flash back to that because I was like,
yeah, no, 100%. It was fucking weird because like I don't remember us doing that like ever again. I mean, we may have, and I just may have been fucking,
brain like CTE, but
yeah, fucking completely, out of it. But
no, I just was like, because in my head I thought Jim Brown was much older. He's 85 now.
Yeah,
He's still alive.
Yeah, dude's old. He's still rocking and rolling, man. He's still moving around. He's still doing stuff.
Seeing him as an old man, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I've seen him around.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I just never really knew Jim Brown as a young man.
That's the thing. It's like, right? It's like a lot of us didn't. I mean, think about it. I mean, what you said. He was 80. What now?
He's 85.
Yeah. So when I was born, he was in his 50s. Like.
Yeah. True. He had already. He was at Syracuse from 53 to 57.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, funny story about that. I know the quarterback from that team.
Well, from Syracuse.
Because he was the quarterback on that team. He's like from my hometown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, he owned a ski hill by me. I worked there for a while. That's like my first job.
I feel like there was something else we were going to talk about.
Oh, I've been watching Black Lightning.
Oh, did you finally get into Black Lightning?
I'm on season 2 right now.
Okay. Okay, what do you think?
I like it. It's super cheesy.
It is super cheesy, bro. But, like, it's... Out of all of the...
cheesy for CW.
Out of the Arrowverse shows, it's one of the better ones, in my opinion.
Okay.
I thought they did, it annoys me that... It annoys me that there's certain shows still going, and that's the show that they canceled. Let's put it like that.
Oh, did they cancel it?
Yeah, they canceled it. After, like, season 3, I think it was, they canceled it. But it's funny, though. They canceled it, but they're bringing back Black Lightning for a crossover event either this year or next year.
It's weird to me that, like... So whenever they started all those other shows after Arrow, they always did, like, some sort of crossover to, like, gain traction to that. But like they haven't done that at all. With Black Lightning.
That's because they didn't want to do it. If anyone was, and it was a weird thing, but I kind of get it, but I kind of don't. If they were going to do a crossover with any show, those shows were going to come to Black Lightning. Black Lightning wasn't going to go to those shows.
Yeah, I mean, even that, even having like
it was still just
Flash or like Ollie come on, like something.
It was just a weird thing because I'm sitting there like there's plenty of opportunities and times that they could have done something where it's like, they could have had like the drugs in one of the episodes being something that ties into freaking Star City, and so Black Lightning goes to Star City to go find out, like that's like they could have easily have done something like that, and he shows up in Arrow,
yeah,
and then like in a later episode, Arrow comes to him to be like, hey, look, this is what's going on. Like let's go do this. Like it felt very weird when it's like it's a brand new show, and you're basically saying like, yeah, no, we're too good to cross over with those shows. They got to do it with us.
The only thing I can think of is that like it's clearly a very like show about like like Black Pride and like independence and like like they don't want to have a lot of like like most of their leads they want to have like be African American, which is like that's the point of the show. Like that's awesome.
Yeah,
I
it was the representation part of it.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know. I almost feel like them not like they chose not to have that. Like they want to have like their just representation and like have their own audience. I don't know.
Well, I mean, also remember, it is fucking CW's owned by Warner Brothers, so I mean it's. No matter what, we're gonna have there's the giant overlooking cloud of Warner Brothers does a lot of shit just to do it. Like they don't actually give a fuck. They just do it just to
Oh really?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of those things. It's like there's at least that's how I feel about it.
Remember those old like shirts that was like Warner Brother?
Oh yeah, Warner Brother. Yeah. But like because there's been like stuff that's come out recently where it's like black actors have like went to them and been like, hey, we want to make this movie, and they're like, yeah, no, that's not going to sell.
Yeah,
because it's black lead, like that sort of thing, and it's like,
and right now they're sucking, like anyone who's Asian, they're like, oh, please give it to me.
Well, you know what the weirdest part? So this is the weird thing, right? Is that like, for me, especially being a DC fan, as you know, right?
Yep.
Zack did Justice League, and then we got the actual like Zack Snyder's version of Justice League. He
Yeah.
set that up, and he immediately was like, "Look, this is all the different movies that we can do from this," because Zack didn't want to do a bunch of movies into one. He wanted to do the universe goes to one, and then it spans off into all these different ones. Which I thought was really kind of cool and unique, right? Like his thing with Flash was that like the Flash costume that you see is his Flash version, so that there's the base Flash version, like costume and version for the Flash. There's the base version of it. Now whichever director gets this character, now you can make your costume and make your this and make your that.
Yep, that's he like is like starting.
It-
It's like someone who starts a business and they're like, "Hey, here's this IP. Do with it what you will, but this is
Like-
at its core what it is."
Exactly, and it was like beautifully set up. But one of the big ones he was trying to get was a I want to say Chinese movie with Adam, because we have Adam in the movie, and like he actually plays he plays a smallish part, but it's like it's still a vital part of the movie.
Ooh.
Adam. He's the actor that works alongside Ray Fisher's dad, or Cyborg's dad, in the labs. Ryan Choi. It like I said, it's a small thing, but as
ATOM.
yeah, ATOM, yeah, like Atom.
Yeah.
But like Zack Snyder was like,
Ray Palmer.
so yeah, Ray Palmer from
So Superman from
the
Arrow.
Well, that's from the Arrowverse. In the DCU, it's Ryan Choi, which is also introduced later on. But
Oh, I'm super pumped for
but
10 Rings. God, what's it called?
yeah, Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing, right? So, Zach had him included in the movie, and he went to Warner Brothers saying, like, look, I want to do a movie where it's like him back in China, and he's working on the costume. He's working on this. He's working on that. He's gone back to go do something, and like have a full movie like for that representation of that character and that culture. And apparently Warner Brothers was like, yeah, I know.
No, we're good.
And it's like it's one of those things. It's like, and I've said it a couple times, and I don't always mean to beat the DC drum, a lot, but like if they would have just let Zack Snyder's Justice League come out back in 2017, shit would be different today.
Yeah, it'd probably be different.
You would have had a Flash movie done by Fumigawa. Is it Fumigawa? Is that how you say his last name? Rick. No,
I know people loved
Fukuyama. Rick Fukuyama.
The new Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, that's
Oh, not the reaction I thought I was gonna get.
It's so. This is the reason why it's the reaction that it is.
Okay.
It very much is one of those movies where there are a lot of good elements to it. There are a lot of negative elements to it, mind you, as well.
It's very Marvelized.
Some of my negative things are very picky, like very small, nitpicky things. But it's still, it's still a thing for me. But the biggest thing is the fact of like, so Bloodsport at the beginning of the movie is told that he shot Superman with a kryptonite bullet, right? Like that's why he's in jail.
Yep.
You know why they just say Superman? Like they don't show it or they don't mention anything else about it?
No idea.
Because fucking James Gunn asked which Superman is like the Superman, and then Warner Bros. Was like, we don't have a Superman right now. So there's that. There's the thing of it being like, what continuity is this in? Is this in the DCU? Is it not? Is it a sequel? Is it its own thing? Is it these characters based on different things? Like, there's just a lot of elements to it that just aren't there. And then the new thing is so it got a lot of good reviews, and then it got a lot of bad reviews. And a lot of the bad reviews, immediately, the James Gunn part was removed from it, and a lot of online things were just writing Suicide Squad 2. Where all the positive stuff would say James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Oh, is it because of the whole James Gunn thing?
Well, it was just one of those things. Like as DC fans, it's like it's a weird thing when we see that, and it's like, you know, they do everything possible to remove Zack Snyder from stuff, but as soon as it's it gets negative reviews, we'll remove James Gunn's name from it because we want to give him more titles and he's a good name and everything. So let's just call it Suicide Squad 2 now, even though that's not what it is.
No, it's not what it is.
Right, so there's a lot of weird things like that. But like overall, I thought it was an entertaining movie. But like there was just a lot of things that I thought that they could have done differently, and I think that they just wasted opportunities. And there's no need for them to kill Boomerang at the very beginning of the movie.
So that's from. I guess I can understand where you're coming from, like a hardcore DC fan. So like I'm like I guess I'm more of a Marvel fan, but I'm more of like a outside fan.
You're
I'm
more
like,
just a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like me seeing that, I'm like, yeah, it's approachable. I don't really care. It's enjoyable. Weird thing that I really liked was that Sean Gunn's in it too.
Yeah, that's my thing was like, and it goes for all movies. It's not just DC. Is that the characters need to fit the universe, right?
Yeah.
So like I look at Jared Leto's Joker, for instance. Let's just go there. I honestly do believe Jared Leto's Joker could fight Ben Affleck's Batman. As a very seeing those two on the screen together, sharing the screen, and the way those characters are made, yeah, those two they fit in the same fucking universe. It's the same thing with Polka Dot Man, right? Polka Dot Man is one of those things where it's like, how the fuck do you make Polka Dot Man seem like he's actually a threat?
Yeah.
But he's also goofy, right? But so that's my thing, is if you put the Polka Dot Man up against Batman's Ben Affleck, Batfleck, you can see those two being in the same universe.
Yeah.
And Batfleck struggling with him. That was my thing, is there's a lot of the characters like that I thought were really cool. When Sean Gunn shows up as fucking Calendar Man for no fucking reason. I'm sitting there like, all right, I guess, but it's
he was also Weasel.
Yeah, I know he was always a fucking Weasel. Weasel was such a fucking I don't know. Like I said, there was a lot of things that were, like I said, small nitpicky things. There was no need for them to include the Thinker. You could have made that some random Nazi some random Nazi scientist that's wicked smart. Right,
the evil guy running the Starfish program.
Yeah, he was the dude with all the stuff coming out of his head. The Thinker is a big name Flash villain. There's no need to throw him in there for just the fucking name of it.
Yeah, why not? I'm just kidding.
But that's my thing, is he basically the character had no there was no thing where it's the reason why the Thinker is here is for this. You literally, if you remove the name of the Thinker from it and just said Carl. Right? It's the exact same fucking plot story with it. I thought some of the violence and some of the language was just over the top, just for the hell of making it over the top. You didn't have to do it, but they just did because...
You like the John Cena, Idris Elba, big dick in it scene where they're just killing everyone in the camp?
To an extent, because it fits kind of the Peacekeeper, I'm a douchebag sort of mentality. But it was like I said, some of it was just so over the fucking top that it was just it's all right, dude, you're just doing this just to do it, just to make it over the top. There's no need for it to be, that over the top. Which I guess that's some people's things. It's not my thing. It's not the thing I will say that I thought that James Gunn did a great job of doing though was that I've always said DC at its core is very good at staying grounded in reality or staying as grounded as possible in reality, but also a dark undertone to the movie, right? You can make the movie a little bit light, like we saw with Shazam, right? It's a lighter movie, but there's that dark undertone of, I'm the one that gets ridiculed by my family, and I'm trying to find my mom, and then at the end of the movie, oh, by the way, my mom doesn't want me, and I'm an outcast. There's that undertone, but there's all the happy-go-lucky stuff that goes on with it. So, I've always been, that's my thing that I like about DC, is that there's that dark undertone, but everything has its own unique take on it, and, its own twist on things. With the Suicide Squad movie here, I thought that it didn't have that dark undertone, but the dark undertone was in the characters themselves, which I thought was really kind of unique.
It was very very Marvel
It
like
was, you know, and it's one of those things like I said, there was some things that I thought were really good. There was some things I didn't really like. I thought that Idris Elba knocked it out of the park. I think Ratcatcher 2 was a great fucking character overall.
Yeah.
I'm pissed that they did what they did to Polka Dot Man and Boomer. Because both of those are two of my favorite. Like, just from that movie, like Polka Dot Man was easily the
Oh,
best.
you didn't like them killing Boomer in the first?
No,
2
that
minutes?
was the like that. Honestly, that's my biggest gripe with the entire fucking movie. Boomer and Harley are like two of the main characters in the comics that are always in the Suicide Squad stuff.
Yeah, they kill him right away.
Well, and it's one of those things. You have a big name actor in Jai Courtney. You have a Flash movie franchise that's just starting, and you're gonna kill one of the main rogues. Like, yes, they could probably do some bullshit with the movie where it's like, because he went back in time, Boomer didn't actually die, and, you know, now we get to bring him back, or, you know,
Well, there's the whole thing. Weasel survived. Maybe he survived.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just thought it was, you know, also the fact that they fucking brought in Nathan Fillion to...
Well, so that was a very Marvel moment where, like, there's a very serious scene where he's going to do the thing, and they all just kind of like...
Oh my God. Like, when they released that scene, that was the funniest thing for me, is they released that clip online as, like, here's a clip, and they thought it was going to be one of those things where they release it and everyone loves it. Everybody fucking universally hated that scene that they released.
Oh, yeah? I thought... I was like, oh, boy, people are going to hate this, but I loved it.
Well, it was so fucking bad. Like, it was one of those things. It was almost like a fucking sci-fi movie. It's just so bad that you have to like it to an extent. But like for me, I was just like, I'm just sitting there like, you have a great actor, you have a character that you just made up instead of using a original, like an already.
Now it's not like a normal character.
No, TDK was a completely made up character for the Suicide Squad movie.
Oh
but there is a character in DC that has the exact same fucking powers.
Well, it's funny. I started the movie and I literally texted you and I was like, "Oh man, Nathan Fillion's in this," and you're like, "Well."
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you know, I don't know, but you know, it's okay.
Well, you actually don't see him die, so he could have just survived.
No, you see him die.
Oh no, he like is bleeding out on the beach, and that's like the last time they show him.
Yes, no, they go back to it later and they kind of show him dead.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's like screaming and everything, and then they're talking about how there was Squad 1 and Squad 2 when they go back and they like show the bodies, kind of sort of thing, like how they're like actually like dead.
Who was the guy with the spear? What was his name?
Javelin, the guy that has the javelin.
Okay, well there you go.
I just, like I said, as soon as, and I said this to multiple people, as soon as they showed the trailers with all of those characters, I was like, they're all dead. Not a one of them's lasting, and. You know,
Harley Quinn lasted.
Well, of course. I mean, like, that's because it's Harley. Like, it's the main. It's other than Wonder Woman, that's the main female power movie, female character that you have in the universe. Of course, you're gonna keep her. You're not gonna kill her. Like when they were like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna give James Gunn the power to kill anyone." I'm sitting there like, "Huh? He's not dying. She's not dying." I was like, immediately, I was like, Idris Elba doesn't die and Harley doesn't die, guaranteed.
I was really surprised they killed off Polka Dot like right at the end.
Yeah. Oh, okay, let's get off fucking that one because it's annoying.
Spoiler, whatever. Well, actually, that might be a good place to end it tonight.
Sure.
We're hour 20.
I was gonna say I thought there was something else that we were gonna bring up, but now I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember what it was either.
Yeah, we talked about a lot of stuff.
Well, thanks for having me. Always love coming on.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Hopefully you had a good time. Hopefully everyone out there had a good time.
Hope
Changing it up a little bit.
Nonsense.
The nonsense.
Nonsensical.
I will leave links to all of DeNutte's stuff in the description down below, even though he doesn't really do much stuff anymore right now. I'm still going to leave all of it there because I'm a good person.
Well, it's calling me out. I'm just going to go cry and finish watching Tron.
I mean, go right ahead, bro. Make sure you watch Legacy, too.
Oh, I'm watching Legacy right now, so.
Okay, good. But, as always, depending on where you are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, stay trouble, stay safe. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye!